Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making today is a delicious orange partridgeberry ring. Now this is a delicious cake and it's baked in your tube pan or a bundt pan. We've had many requests this past little while for using up the frozen partridgeberries, and here in Newfoundland and Labrador we get a lot of partridgeberries late in the year. Anytime in October and November you can pick them, and of course I froze myself a whole bag full. They're tart, delicious, almost resembles a cranberry. So if that interests you, stick around and let's get started. So what I got here is 1 cup of frozen partridgeberries, and this is what they look like comparison to a cranberry. As you can see, this is the partridgeberry, this is the cranberry, and they're totally different. Pretty much the same tartness when it's fully ripe, but so delicious. It's my dad's favorite berry, actually, these partridgeberries. So what I'll do first is toss in all of the dry ingredients into my bowl. So that'll be 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you use flour of choice. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm using white sugar, but you can use sugar of your choice, and a teaspoonful of sea salt or table salt. We're going to have a teaspoonful and a half of baking powder. Just toss it on in, and half a teaspoonful of baking soda. I got a half a teaspoonful of ground cloves, but I'm going to leave maybe just a smidgen in there because I'm going to be making a glaze to go over this cake, this ring, and I need a little bit of that clove. I don't want too much, and then we're just going to toss this together. So now over to the second bowl. We're going to be putting in there 1 egg. I'm going to put it into the bowl and just check it, and if you get any shells on shells is what they say, and that'll take it out. 2 tablespoonfuls of cooking oil. I'm going to let you use the oil of choice, and 1 teaspoonful of vanilla. And we're going to be using here 3/4 of a cup of freshly squeezed orange juice, or just your orange juice out of your container. And that's all we need to do there. We're going to use the zest of a navel orange, and it's about 2 tablespoonfuls. So I'm going to eyeball it here and just put in the full amount of this orange, and that should be enough. You can put more if you want. It's all up to your taste, but it infuses deliciously. It smells amazing in here with the smell of this orange zest. You know, we haven't even done anything yet, and this cake is standing out to me to be probably one of my favorite to have a cup of tea with, so I'll definitely have the kettle boiling for this one. We'll enjoy that, eh, Raymond?
Oh my God, I can smell the orange over.
It's nice, eh?
This, yeah.
So good. So pretty much what we're going to do, before we do anything, of course, I'm going to take about a tablespoonful of flour mixture out of that bowl and just toss in with my partridgeberries, because I want to coat them with flour. Flour coated on partridgeberries or any berries stops it from falling to the bottom of your pan when you're baking it.
Tip time.
That's a little tip time, and that's a good one because you don't want all those berries at the bottom of your tube pan or your bundt pan. So now what you're going to do is pour all your liquid in with your dry ingredients and mix that together. You could use your whisk, a wooden spoon, or a blender. So you're going to toss this on in there. I'm going to scrape out what's in the bowl because I can see my zest there. Just look at this orange mixture. So nice. So pretty much you're going to take in all of the dry ingredients as you beat it. Just look at me just getting it all over the table, Raymond. It's just like me to do that. If you need some more liquid, put another little amount of that orange juice, maybe up to a cup. Right now we use 3/4 of a cup if you want it a little more of a runnier batter. If not, just leave it like that. So make sure you get all of that delicious batter down from the side. I've changed my spoon there now from the whisk to this spatula, so I can do that. You can see all that orange zest in through there. Now we're going to toss in all of our partridge berries. That's all we need to do there. So we're just going to fold those berries in there now, and again, if you don't have access to partridge berries, you could use cranberries. So no worries there. Don't panic that you can't make these because you don't have access to that berry. And you know what? Berry of choice, really, because maybe you might like a blueberry.
Because they're all very delicious.
Right. Raymond, only Raymond could get away with something like that, eh? So after
I've tasted them all.
After you've mixed it in there, lightly grease the bottom of your tube pan or your bundt pan, and if you don't have either one of those, you use a pan of choice. You don't need to be going out and buying one. And that's all you need to do there. What I'm basically going to do now is just scoop out this batter into the pan. Now I like this consistency. It is a little thick, but it bakes lovely. You can have it thinner if you want for it to run out. Pretty much this one is just going to scoop out here today. If I don't get it into that hole, because it's going nowhere there, eh? And just toss it all into that tube pan. So I'm just going to get all that batter. Now you could, if you're using frozen berries, keep them frozen. That's fine. If they thaw a little bit, that's fine too. But as you can see, as they thaw, you'll see it putting the color of the berry through the batter. So if you don't want that, leave them in there frozen. So that's all we need to do with that. Now I'll tell you what's next. So we're going to preheat our oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Put our cake in there for 30 to 35 minutes, depending on your oven. You can just poke a toothpick in there or a knife, whichever you got available to do, and just see if it comes out clean. If it do, your orange partridgeberry ring is baked. So what we'll do while we're waiting for that, we're going to make our glaze, delicious orange glaze. So I got a cup of confectionery sugar. I'm just going to take about a tablespoonful and just keep to the side because I want to put that over the top of the ring when it comes out, along with that ground clove that we left there. Toss it into a bowl with about 5 to 6 tablespoonfuls of orange juice. And as well, add in there some zest. If you got a little bit left over from when you put it into the batter, just put it in with this glaze. And then all you need to do is just mix it together. After you got it all mixed together, and you can see that the confectionery sugar is all dissolved, toss in there about 1/4 of a cup of those delicious partridge berries. Now I'm going to put this in the fridge, let it cool down. Not that it's hot, but just let it cool in there until our cake is ready, and then I'll tell you what to do next. Our orange partridgeberry ring is baked. I'm going to take it out of the oven. Mine was 30 minutes, and again, you can be anywhere from 30 to 35 minutes or until baked. And when you take it out, I'll show you what else you need to do. It looks absolutely delicious. And what you can do, you can just run your knife around the ring on the inside and on the outside, just to loosen it a little. Let it set in the tube pan for probably 5 to 10 minutes to cool down a little small amount before you flip it out onto a grate. A little bit awkward, and then take it out like that and just let it cool. So after after you got your cake, your ring on there to cool down, just take it off, put it on your platter, of course, like whichever one, or onto a plate, and then we're going to put a glaze over it. Just look how lovely the top of this ring is. You can see the partridgeberries all through. So, I mean, having that flower on it really helps. You're just going to take the glaze and put around it. You could leave some for single servings if you wish. That way you can put it over the individual serving. And, of course, then take the confectionery sugar and the, I guess, the ground clove that we sove, and just pop over the top. Now, how nice is that? It's so delicious, and I can't wait to have some. Now, I'm going to be serving mine here today with a thick cream. This is Fossils. You can get it Carnation. You can get it all different types, and pretty much you can buy it over the counter, on the counter, I should say store shelves, because it's not in the fridge, and put it in the fridge to let it cool, and then take it out and shake it. Of course, that's Raymond's job. He always does that for me in advance.
I'm never short of a job.
He always got a job. If it's not washing the dishes, it's
Cleaning the bowls.
cleaning out the bowls, you know. I'm gonna have some green tea with this today, and I'm gonna cut off a nice slice of our orange partridgeberry ring. Smells absolutely amazing in here, and just look at those partridgeberries. And I'm gonna put some here in the plate, and now we're gonna dress that up. Here it is, the center. Delish. Smells just absolutely amazing in here. I can't wait for you to make this. Now, if you don't have this thick cream, because it's not always available everywhere, you use whatever cream you got available, because I know it will be as equally as delicious as this one. I'm gonna have a little taste. Just look, I can't wait. I can't wait to have a taste of this delicious cake. I know my mom is gonna be just dancing today when I bring this one to her. Drop the fork, delicious, or spoon. The tartness of those partridgeberries, the flavor of the orange, and the ground clove going through there. Delicious. 2 thumbs up by Bonita's Kitchen. And of course, I forgot to say, put another bit of that glaze over the top, because those single servings, like you said, you can make extra and do that. Put it over each one. Delicious. If you want a copy of this recipe and you can't wait to make yours, it'll be posted in under this video. And as well, the subscribe button is there. If you haven't already subscribed, we thank you in advance. You can also get our recipe on our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com. You can also visit us on our Facebook page. Send us a message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com if I haven't answered you in a while. We would love to hear from you. We're not going to take any more of your time. We know it's precious. So on behalf of myself, Raymond, and our team here at Bonita's Kitchen, thank you for joining us from our kitchen to yours. You have a wonderful day. If you're visiting Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to check out the beautiful town of Portagrave and visit us again on Bonita's Kitchen.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours. Bonita's Kitchen.